Is the talk of the MMA fight world. It is Francis Ngannou, who is favored to defeat Stipe Miocic at UFC 220 this weekend in Boston. He's spending a little bit of time at the ESPN campus here during fight week. Francis, what do you think of the ESPN campus?
It's just huge. It's like a maze. You need a map to work at the ESPN campus.
Yeah, did they give you a map or at least a tour guide, someone to take you around?
No, I have somebody take me around.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because if I was on ESPN campus and I saw you walking around, I'd be like, that guy, someone needs to tell him where to go, because I think I'd notice that guy if he worked here. I think I'd recognize him.
Yes.
How has the media been? And, particularly I wanted to ask you about the media in France, because I know you went back. Usually you're out here in Las Vegas, at least in 2017 you were, and then you went to France prior to this fight. Were you doing a lot of interviews out there? Does France have interest in this fight?
Yes. I mean, I thought, going to France would save me for some media here, but I was wrong. I was very wrong. Because,
really?
Yes, because in France now, they are really interested about what's going on there. And then I was really surprised because I was in France, 9 months ago. It wasn't like that. But now all of them, they want to do something, they want to try. It was too intense. But, I was happy to see how things going. That means, we are getting close to get MMA, in France. It seems like things work very well. Yeah.
Were you doing like, a lot of television interviews, or just journalists trying to stop by your gym, or just people bugging you on the streets? How are you feeling it the most?
Everything.
Really?
Yes. Everything was more than he used to.
What is the status with MMA in France? Bring us up to speed on that.
I think with the new government, the new government is a young government with the young president, with the new minister of sport and all those things, and people keep working about UFC to try working about MMA in France. Fighter too. So I think all that collect start making shake, because it's been a long time, and obviously he can't stay like this always. He's gonna change, and it seems like he's pretty close. We are pretty close for the change.
Do you think that's something that you'll be doing in 2018, is maybe meeting with government officials and talking to them about why it should be, the ban should be lifted in France? Is that something you're going to be involved in, or is that, obviously you're in favor of it, but you're not going to be like actively, pushing for that?
No, I think that is a political stuff. So it's not my stuff. But if there are anything that I can do for that, I will do. It will be with pleasure.
Well, I'm sure winning the title on Saturday can't hurt. Having a French champion in the UFC, that probably helps out the discussion in general. One of the things I wanted to bring up to you about an interview that you did in France, and it's sort of been picked up here in the States, is that you mentioned you're making $500,000 for this fight. Is that correct? $500,000 on Saturday?
I was talking with a soccer player. So if they need to, when they talk money, you have to talk about something. And yes, I make $500,000.
Yeah. What have you made in the past? This seems like it would be a raise for you, obviously, right? What is, like, for the Overeem fight, what did you make?
You can check it online. I mean, if you that question, you should have it.
Well, I'm asking you, Francis. You don't want to tell me?
I didn't make a lot. I make around 80 gram, 86 gram. Yeah.
Okay. So
who was really small.
Well, how does it feel to know that you'll be making $500,000 on Saturday? Do you find yourself thinking about that? Obviously, the belt is important. Beating Stipe is
Yes,
extremely important.
Yes, it's important, and I think I deserve it, and that is why I'm gonna have $1 million. You know, I beat. You know, when you beat some guy, like I beat it over him, and you saw his pay, saw your own, you feel like it's not fair, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I deserve more, and I ask more.
When you first got into sport, which was only 4 years ago, and you were considering boxing, but then, you know, your coaches were talking you into MMA. How much were you thinking about money? Was that the driving force that said, I can make money doing this? Was that really what was behind you getting into this?
Of course, I think everything that we do in life driving money really, because we have to, all of us, we need the income for whatever we are doing. We need to live with it. And then basically when I leave my family behind me, did all this sacrifice because I need a better life. Yes, of course I'm thinking about money. Don't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like you mentioned, we all do, and especially with your backstory and coming from France and then enduring homelessness in France, coming from Africa and then moving to France, being homeless for a little while. Does it make you emotional when you think about, you know, I did it. I realized it. I'm making significant pay on Saturday. Do you get emotional thinking about it, or does it seem normal to you now because of all the work that you put in?
No, I just think it's not enough. I just think I'm gonna do more.
Yeah,
I can do really more. I can. Yes. So I think that is the mistake, to no step and just start being happy for what you did. Okay. It's great, it's good, but does that the final goal? No, it's not the final goal.
Well, I know you're expecting more from yourself, and I know the UFC and the sport itself, the fans are expecting more from you. What is your prediction for the fight on Saturday? You think you've had 4 first-round finishes in a row. You think Stipe is a guy who will stick around a little bit longer? When will this fight end?
My prediction for Saturday is on that 2 round. It's me win on that 2 round. So because this fight and other one is set up for 5 round. I'm not sure, but I can think that we might use the first round to check each other, to observe what's going on. You know, Stipe is a smart fighter. He doesn't move anyhow. He's checked about every single move before. So, and I did the same thing.
You mentioned earlier the knockout against Alistair. Are you able to even put that into words, what that feels like for someone like who's out there listening to this and has never connected a punch on a human being like that? What does that feel like?
Feel like what the knockout feel like?
That type of knockout, yes. You delivering it. What does it feel like?
I don't know what you mean by that type of knockout. It was just one more knockout and I moved forward. The proof I took this fight and I'm focused on this fight. Try to see how I'm gonna set up this fight, how I can set up some knockout on this fight. So I will not stay there, be enjoying the whole fight.
Okay. Well, let's not talk about the past then. One thing I definitely wanted to ask you about is last year, someone asked you who your dream opponent would be, and you said Brock Lesnar. Now I know that you said this and then you were asked about it, but I want to know why Brock Lesnar? Why would he be on your mind in 2017 and possibly moving forward even in 2018?
It been on my mind even before 2017, even before I've been in UFC. I saw the guy on TV. I saw how massive he is, and I was like, if ever I fight this guy, how does that look like?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it will be a good matchup between two. I mean, we are the biggest, almost the biggest guy in this division. And that matchup is something very exciting.
When you mention that, has Dana White ever given a reaction to that, or any UFC official? Have they said, "Hey, Francis, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we can talk Brock into coming back"?
I never mentioned that officially for the UFC, and then I know how to mention. I mean, I get Stipe right now. That is my main goal. I'm focused on Stipe. After Stipe, I'll move forward and talk about the next one.
Yeah, well, we're all looking forward to that fight, Francis. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know you got a busy day on the ESPN campus, so we'll let you move on to the next one. And we'll see you in Boston, man. Really looking forward to the fight. Best of luck on Saturday.
Okay, thank you, Brad.